Hello, my name is Dr. Celeste Willis. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician specializing in urgent care. I'm so happy you turned in today to listen to our session on mental wellness. So first, let's talk about mental health and what adequate mental health means. Let's first identify some of the signs that tell us that someone may be having some mental unwellness. Now, if it's you or someone that you love or care about, you may notice that this person has a change in their mood, a change in their personality. They may have a sense of hopelessness. They may show that they are not physically taking care of themselves, like adequate daily activities that they normally perform with grooming are not as adequate as they were previously. So those are some signs of that. Let's talk about what happens when our bodies get stressed. Whenever our bodies get stressed, we release a normal amount of cortisol. When we get overstressed, you can actually release an increased amount of cortisol. So what is cortisol? Cortisol is a natural hormone your body produces in response to your body undergoing stress, whether that's physical, mental, or emotional stress. So what does that increased cortisol level cause? It can cause your blood pressure to go up. It can make your heart rate go up. It can also make your blood sugar go up. Sometimes these patients will present with headaches, fatigue, abdominal pain. A lot of these are actually symptoms that are a result of that increase in that cortisol level. So, what do we need to do to try and have mental wellness? Some of the things we can do is help to support those hormones that help to counteract that cortisol level, and that includes serotonin and dopamine. So let's talk about some of those activities now. So the first thing that we want to do is make sure that we're taking care of your body, and we mean this physically, mentally, and emotionally. So the first thing we want to encourage you to do is make sure you're getting your exercise. Guys, do not discount the importance of exercise and what it can do for you in terms of how you feel. When we exercise, we actually cause an increase in blood flow throughout our bodies. Anytime you have an increase in blood flow to all of your organs, they function better. In addition to that, exercise helps us to get cardiovascular conditioning. So we recommend that you get at least 150 minutes of cardiovascular activity every week. So guys, if you're out there and you're like, hey, I lift weights at least 150 minutes, we want you to add some cardio to it. So that's 150 minutes of cardiovascular activity every single week. Next, we want to make sure that we are getting adequate water supply. Water is an amazing agent. Remember, your brain is comprised of over 70% water, right? So, getting adequate water. Water helps to boost your immune system. It helps to wash out viruses and bacteria and waste products. In addition to that, guess what organ loves water the most? Your kidneys, believe it or not. So, that allows your kidneys to process themselves adequately so that they function much better, and they help your body to get rid of waste. And guess what? All the organs in your body function better when your body has less waste. So make sure you're getting in that adequate amount of water every day. At minimum, that's 64 ounces a day, or an easier way is to take your weight in exercise. So if you weigh 150 pounds, take half of that, 75. That would be 75 ounces of water a day. That's the easy way to do it, but make sure you're getting in that daily water requirement. And yes, that is 75 ounces every day. Next, how do we take care of our body with sleep? How much sleep you get matters. There are a lot of college students especially that say, hey, I just need 3 or 4 hours and I'm good. Well, I encourage you to not do that, because you may need just 3 or 4 hours, but guess what? Your brain needs at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night for it to function at its maximum capacity. So when you go to sleep, your brain is in a state of rest so that it can get itself together for the next day. So if we want our brain to function optimally, and you're a college student, so we know that you do, we want you to get that 7 to 9 hours of rest every single night. In addition, you want to make sure that you practice really good sleep hygiene. This includes making sure, number one, that you set a certain schedule of a time that you'll go to bed each evening, and try and set your circadian rhythm. In other words, go to sleep at the same time so that your body gets adjusted to, okay, it's my sleep time, so that your body gets ready. Put yourself through a particular routine, like putting on a scarf, brushing your teeth, doing your meditation at night. These are the things that as you do these things, it tells your body, hey, we're getting ready for sleep time. In addition to that, no electronics at least 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. Number 3, make sure if there are any blue lights in the room that you cover them up. This could include on your DVD player and things of that nature. That blue light actually stimulates brain activity, which could make you stay awake. So make sure that there are no blue lights. And then lastly, make sure that you're using the bedroom for sleep and intimacy only. Do not do work, do not read books while you're in bed. Those are things that sometimes can affect your sleep hygiene. Lastly, in taking care of your body, you want to watch out for what you put inside of your body. Be careful about what you put in your body. We're talking about your nutrition. Making sure that you're eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. These are things that are filled with vitamins and minerals that you naturally take in that help to make a healthier you. Remember, taking in large amounts of fried foods and processed foods puts you at increased risk of having your blood pressure go up, your blood sugar go up as well. So we want to make sure that we're putting healthy things in our body. So the first thing we're going to do is take care of our body. That's what's going to help us deal with our stress. Next, I would recommend that you journal. Journaling allows you to express yourself through written form to get out some of your thoughts and feelings. A lot of times for a lot of people, this is something that can help to decrease your stress level. Thirdly, we want you to find your connection or your community. Find your tribe that matches your vibe. And that may be sometimes challenging to do, especially in that college environment. You guys are new to the campus. Everyone doesn't know everyone. So it takes a while, especially if you're a freshman, for you to find that group of individuals. I encourage you to highlight or look at some of the things you enjoy. It may be a hobby. It may be that you're wanting to go into healthcare or going to education. So you may form friendships or connections with other people on your college campus that have similar goals and ambitions. So staying connected with other individuals helps to decrease our stress level because it helps to increase our serotonin and dopamine when we're participating in activities and things that we enjoy. This helps to decrease and counteract that cortisol level. Number 4, we recommend that you participate in meditation of some kind. Whenever we meditate, we are focusing. We're taking away all distractions. We're turning the cell phone off. We're turning the laptop off. We're getting off of social media, and we're focusing on recentering ourselves. Sometimes that may even include practicing certain breathing techniques. It definitely should include you reading something that speaks to your spirit, so to speak. So in other words, read something that's inspiring. That may be a quote. It may be a scripture. It may be something that helps to uplift you, but helps to bring a sense of peace into the environment. This is one way. We recommend that you find a quote or a scripture that speaks to your spirit. This helps to change the spirit of the room that you're in when the trouble comes, because we know that trouble's coming. I'll explain that in just a minute. Now, we talked about breathing techniques. Breathing techniques are really great for helping to shift the atmosphere. So in other words, let's just say that stressful thing has happened, and don't forget, you've got to identify your stress triggers. Know what are the things that cause you to go into that stressful moment. That increased cortisol level, 9 times the level, know what those triggers are. Helping to identify them can hopefully help you avoid them so that you don't enter into that very stressful moment. What we're trying to do is divert you away from doing that. So let's say something stressful has happened. We just want you to practice basic breathing techniques. One of them is doing and practicing an abdominal breath. I want you to practice with me now. So we're going to close our eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in. Keep your eyes closed. We're making sure keeping our eyes closed closes our senses. So it's another way for things to enter into our mind. We're focusing now on completely being at peace and being still and bringing a calm and zen environment. So a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And blow out. Blowing in good air, positivity. Blowing out any negativity. Sometimes, guys, just simply practicing those basic breathing techniques goes a long way in helping to shift that stressful environment. The next thing we're going to recommend that you do is set boundaries. Once you've identified those stress triggers, try and avoid them if you can, right? If there's something or someone stressing you that doesn't have to be a part of your life, then I recommend that you avoid it. There are a lot of stressful things that you go through as a college student, and we want to avoid those things when we can. Now, there are times when there's nothing that we can do about it. So what we want to do is set boundaries. Know that there's a certain level or place at which you're going to go to and stick by that, knowing that you're protecting yourself. Okay, so now that you've identified those stress triggers, you know where you're going to go, you know what scripture or quote you're going to say to yourself, you have your abdominal breathing exercises. The last thing, know where you're going to go when the trouble comes. I think one thing that we've all learned in the last few years is that stress sometimes can be waiting on you around the corner. So it's great to have your stress management packet already together. So I'm going to share mine with you. This is what I recommend a lot of my patients do when they come into the office. Have a stress management plan. So what does that include? Number one, you're going to find a photo of something or someone that you just love and adore. That may be your husband, spouse, that may be your boyfriend, girlfriend, it may be your mom or dad, it may be your little cousin. What we want is when you look at that photo, you immediately feel love, you immediately smile, you immediately have some sense of an elevation of your mood. That means that serotonin and dopamine levels going up. That means that cortisol has to come down, right? So find a picture of someone you love or care about. The second thing, find a photo or a video of something or someone funny that you find funny. Well, what are we doing with that? We're trying to get up your dopamine level. That helps to decrease that cortisol and decrease stress component. So have a picture of someone you love, a picture or a video of something funny, maybe a relative, could be Ricky Smiley. It could be any other comedian or someone that you know that's on television, just something you know that you know the moment you look at it, it'll make you bust out until laughter. That's going to help get that dopamine level up. Number three, we talked about it already, have that quote or scripture ready that speaks to your spirit. Something, and you want to make sure that you use something that you personally identify with. You want to make sure that it's something that will speak to your spirit, that will change the atmosphere. For you, it may be a quote or a scripture. For some people, they may use, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Whatever it is, and whatever your religious affiliation, or it may be a quote from someone that you admire or care about. We want you to use that quote, speak it to yourself. That is going to shift the environment. And lastly, we want you to use music. Music is wonderful to shift an environment and bring in a sense of zen. So find that song that speaks to you. It may be a song that helps bring you to a peaceful moment. It may be a song that gets you dancing. All we're trying to do is shift the environment from that high cortisol level to us having those hormones that we love, serotonin and dopamine, that are going to help to elevate our mood. We want you to know where you're going to go when the trouble comes, because we know that stress is going to come. We hope that this has been helpful for you. Thank you very much. And don't forget to tune in to our Ask Dr. Celeste session that we'll have, where you can ask any questions that you have about the sessions that we've talked about. Thank you. Don't forget, we hope that this session has been very helpful for you, but we don't want you to forget that we have a sixth session called Ask Dr. Celeste, where you can ask any questions that you have about any of the information that we've presented. So don't forget to tune into our sixth session. Thank you.